Hi guys, so I'm at the gym and you can see I have sweat on my forehead. So I'm like just doing a quick video because it's important, okay, before I forget. There's somebody like lifting weights. Okay guys, so I'm at the gym and I just want to say hello because it's kind of important. I just had some visuals and I'm gonna turn the camera outward to the outside, but just wanted to talk about what I saw. Okay, all right, bye. Okay guys, so here I am at the gym and this is the view. I guess it's nice to do it from here for a little bit because it has an interesting perspective. At the very end you could see there's like a church which is in Greenwich Village. Anyway, so I just want to talk about a couple of things I've seen, okay? And the first one was Stacey Abrams and Dr. King. And then the other one was the former presidents on the other side. And then Mueller and the military. Okay, so, you know, maybe I just leave because I'm finished with the exercises, but I wanted to get started, okay? All right, I'm gonna stop here and then continue a little bit later on. Okay guys, so I just left the gym and I'm here on the street and just going back to, I had to drink some water because I had a lot of water with me, but I was thirsty. So I'm crossing street, 1 second, okay? Anyway, so I just wanted to talk to you guys about what I saw, okay? What I saw while I was at the gym. So when I was working out, this, you know, crazy elliptical machine with whatever things. I don't know, it's one elliptical machine that it goes on the lateral. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so I was listening to the Joy Reid show and it was one section because I subscribe to the podcast version, so after the show ends they upload it. So I was watching that and then at some point, and I've been thinking about this for a little while too during the day. At some point I saw that she was talking about we was talking about Stacey Abrams, and I kept thinking, you know, this whole thing of the synagogue and then the African Americans shot two. I don't remember if it's a couple. They were shot because the guy couldn't get to the church, so he just shot two people. Okay, well of course the only criteria is that they were black. Let's get real, okay? And then okay, so and then you think of all these things and the civil rights, and I was thinking of Dr. King, okay? And I was like thinking maybe I should try to do reading on some sort of guidance about what's happening. And then and when the segment about Stacey Abrams came up, I was thinking, this was on my mind too, okay? So then I see as this was playing, and I see this image of Dr. King, and then he makes a sign with his hand, and then I stopped. And when I saw that, I stopped listening. I pressed. Guys, I don't know what happened. Suddenly, it stopped recording. So I don't know exactly when. I just realized that it had stopped recording. So just quick summary: I was at the gym, and then I started listening to the podcast from Joy Reid about Stacey Abrams, and I had been thinking about Dr. King, and then suddenly I see this image of Dr. King blessing her, okay, blessing Stacey Abrams with a sign, okay, and the sign was the same sign. If you've studied art history, you will recognize that a lot of the earlier paintings in, let's just say, around the Middle Ages, or actually right before the Middle Ages, okay, what they call iconic paintings, they have this, this image of Jesus looking straight ahead, and it usually had the transcription "noli me tangere" in Latin, okay, which if I recall correctly, it means, like I always joke around, nobody touch. That's what it was. No one touch me. Can't touch me. So that was the image, okay, and I think that's the message. She is ordained from heaven, okay, Stacey Abrams. So then, and because it's like you read these stories about how they're trying to switch the machines, and that guy, he's a shady criminal, and I've seen that. on every reading I've done about him. But that's what I just wanted to say, guys, that it continues to say yes. And then the thing that was also present that's behind him, there were all the former presidents, okay, like lined up behind. Some of them I don't recognize, but I know they were. So it's almost as if right above, imagine if like there's a map of the US, right? And right above the map, there's a piece of glass that we can't see. And right above this piece of glass, that's where the presidents are standing. And they're all lined up as if almost like an army kind of like arrangement or something like that. And then as they are, like they're all there, and then except one, and then shows me that to the left of them, there's Donald Trump, and it's because he is obviously a traitor and he is not a president, right? That's the message here. And then he falls. Okay, he falls. It's almost like there's something on the ground that makes him fall. He falls, and it's interesting because I saw again that guy that I remember well is General Patton, right? And General Patton is the one who I didn't know much about him, but he's involved in the Second World War, and he's pissed and he's there trying to he wants to hang Trump, and he's stopped by the spirit. He's in the spiral, but he's so angry. He's so angry at Trump that and the other presidents are like, hey, it's not necessary to do this. So that's the message number one. Then the other thing I wanted to talk about that I also saw, and it's interesting, maybe it's because everything is intensifying, so these things come up, during the day or whatever. And you can see, just wanted to show you how nice the colors of the leaves. So anyway, so I just want to kind of go for a little walk here, or go a little walk. So guys, as I going back to the other thing I kept seeing today, okay, was Mueller. So I saw Mueller yesterday and today. He was having a meeting, okay, and he was having a meeting with people from the military. And the people from the military, there's one person I don't really know. There's an older guy with glasses, and the other one was I think it's Mattis, okay, General Mattis, and they were coordinating some sort of action, and it's like they're planning, it's like, okay, when do we oh, how nice, just want to show you. There's always beauty no matter what horrible thing is happening, okay? But really, let me just come back to this so I don't get distracted. But I just wanted to say, so they were having this meeting, and it was about a massive action, okay? So what I understood, if you guys are on Patreon, probably have seen this reading too. There was one reading where I saw that that Mueller has already started moving, okay? He's already arresting people, and there is more arrests happening related to this, okay? Because I know there's all this conversation about how Trump is declaring martial law, not so fast, okay? Because what I see happening here is that, the guys, like I said, it's never my goal to scare anyone. I don't want to scare you, of course not. And that's not the point. The point is to explain that there's stuff being done behind the scenes, okay? And that it's going to be jarring, and it's going to be scary, maybe, but for the right reasons, okay? It's going to be scary, but the point is that good things are going to come out of it, okay? So what I wanted to say is that in context of this is that I understood that they are going to start a mass operation to arrest the Russians. There's a lot of people, they were, like I said before, they have already arrested or in the process of arresting some of them, but they're going to start moving very fast once the election is over, okay? And that's that, guys, okay? I think, like I said before, they're not moving for several reasons. I think primarily because they don't want to disrupt the electoral process. But I think what I see is that the day after, 1 or 2 days after, the whole thing is going to start, and it's going to be real, okay? And I think back. Okay, guys, so here I am. Hello, the fall of New York City. So the investigator is walking on Manhattan. She is telling story of what she sees. So guys, really, okay, so nice, pretty trees. So I have my glasses. Never wear glasses on the video, huh? Because not flattering. So anyway, so as I was saying, I just wanted to say the thing about the military and all that. It seems to make more sense. It's as if they have caught this, basically some sort of like terrorist operation to really it's not, obviously we know there's the election operation, everything, but I think this is bigger, and I've talked about it before, the whole thing of like there's so many people involved, and everything was like still at that stage, it was a little bit theoretical, right? But now we're seeing that it's bigger than theoretical, and that's serious, and they're going to start moving, I believe, after the election. And this is why I've said before, why they're so scared and why they're also moving now, because they know that an election in a country is a sensitive time. Okay, it's a time when the efforts are turned elsewhere, but they know. Okay, and Mueller, I think, right as we speak, is meeting with those people and kind of like seeing. It's like they have this huge map, and there's how the operations are going to start and all that. Okay, so. And remember, guys, Mueller was the head of the FBI right after 9/11, so he's very familiar with a lot of these things. Okay, so there's coordination with the military and whatever intelligence. I see also Chris Wray's there. That woman from the CIA is there. Okay, so yeah, and I think it's like some secret place. I don't know where, but I don't know. So like I said, guys, don't worry. It's very exciting, huh? But I said before, it's not going to be nice. It's not going to be very pleasant, very exciting. I'll sit here so I can have conversations. So really, like, it's not fun, it's not like, pleasant. Yeah. No, but it's going to lead to something better. But like I said, don't get scared. They're going to go after these people, and it's much bigger than we think, than we have known. Oh, and the other thing that I wanted to say, that I forgot to say about Dr. King and what he was saying. Okay, one thing this is why I was like, I have to say this, because otherwise I'm going to start forgetting. It was very specific. So when I saw him and he had made the sign about Stacey Abrams and how inevitable she was, how it was ordained that this event in history turned out to be the beginning of African Americans taking power and having powerful positions, change the laws. It was that he said, there was so much sacrifice done in the civil rights era. We got a lot out of it, of course. But one thing that never happened was the exposure of the darkness. Those people kind of went back to their little holes, and many of them remained. Nobody caught them, because there was no interest in really investigating a lot of the things that were going on. So he's saying what's going to happen next is something that has never happened in American history, which is the recognition of these people, white supremacists who are also kind of committing acts of terror, recognized as such and prosecuted as such. So if before it was quote unquote an uncomfortable subject, now those people are going to be unmasked, and we may be surprised. As this whole thing, and not even now, but it's going to take several years, okay? And we're going to be surprised at how many people who are quote unquote beacons of their communities, or participate in these weird, shady organizations. Okay, so that's it, guys. It's like, and he made a gesture. It was an interesting image. It was like this image of people marching, and then the sides with the covered people, which means the white supremacist people. They were always covered up, and it's like as if right now we're going to open up. We're going to finally find these bodies that have been buried for decades and centuries. So this is why it's very, remember I saw the image before. People are shocked, and this is why. Because it's not, racism is not prevalent because people just happen to be racist, but because there's very powerful people committed to it continuing. Okay, so that's all. This is a message for today, and that I need to share. So, all right, okay, bye.